Well, hello, hello. Welcome once again. Welcome to our Blue Star Careers webinar. I'm Laura Torres. I'm here today to share with you about a great opportunity. We have a phenomenal discussion today. Thank you so much for joining. I'll give a couple of moments for our members to join us and to post your comments. Please tell us where you're watching. Today, we are concluding our spotlight for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We have had a tremendous list of partners, but also training opportunities, introductions to all of our community members in the neighborhood about ways to create a great, solid career path for you who are considering cybersecurity careers. Today, we also would like to encourage you to please join in the Blue Star Careers neighborhood if you're not yet familiar, where we have stored some great opportunities, all of our employer introductions, our partner introductions that will get you there to all this pathway for careers in cybersecurity. Now, today, of course, I'm honored to welcome one more trailblazer from our community who's breaking barriers towards careers and supporting pathways in cybersecurity. I'm talking about Women in Cybersecurity, or WiCyS. We have Mary Jane Suarez Partain, who will lead our discussion about her role with WiCyS Women in Cybersecurity. Also shared about future scholarships. Why is this is such a great opportunity for military spouses or anyone looking to really launch their career in cybersecurity, who should join this great organization who is advancing the future of careers in general for everyone who is looking to really break it into this community. Listen, you can't do it alone. I cannot do it alone. We all need a community and belong. And right here we have in the Blue Star Careers community, we have been able to bring some great introductions for you, the audience, so that you can really leverage those resources and map up a much better, solid career. Please post your comments, share your questions, tell us where you're watching. We'd love to be able to share with you throughout the segment, and we'll also acknowledge your shout outs towards the end of the webinar. And but yeah, without further ado, let's welcome our guest. Thank you. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, welcome. I'm Laura Torres from Blue Star Careers. And if you have not yet joined me or met me in the neighborhood, please do so. I will share the link in a little bit for you all to join. But also like to be able to take and dive into a very interactive discussion today about cybersecurity. We are not done. There will be more discussions to follow. But today we're focusing, of course, on wrapping up our month of awareness with Mary Jane from Women in Cybersecurity, who is here to tell us all about their organization, her role, but also great opportunities for future members. Mary Jane, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you are really busy right now supporting and leading great initiatives through your organization. But can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself? Introduce how did you become involved with WiCyS, but also in this particular field of expertise?
Sure. So my name is Mary Jane Suarez Partain, and I have been involved with the military since birth. I was born into a military family. I was a military spouse. We worked over in Sigonella, Sicily. I was at NAS Sigonella, worked for the Department of Defense, went into higher ed after I left the DoD and worked at several universities and volunteered with Women in Cybersecurity. And then when a position became available with them, that's how I ended up in the nonprofit arena. I've always been a great proponent of making sure that women are in all the spaces and in all the places where decisions are being made, which is a huge part of why WiCyS exists and what we do. Our mission is to recruit, retain, and advance women in cyber. We want to see more women in this field, number one, because of the level of intelligence that we have, because of the multidimensional way that we think about things, and also because there's a drastic workforce shortage, and we need people, we need women in these jobs. They're lucrative careers, and they're there to help protect the infrastructure across the planet to make sure that we're all safe in the spaces that we live and work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for reminding us how rewarding these careers in this field can be. But most importantly, that we need to have a stronger presence. I mean, come on, there is a great career growth in this industry. And a lot of us are looking for that, great, solid career, especially in the military spouse community. We're looking for that great career pathway trajectory. And I think this industry definitely can make that happen, right?
100%. There's in the United States alone, there's over a half a million jobs in cybersecurity that are open. So the need is there, the importance of the job is there, and having been a former military spouse myself, having a skill set that's diverse and really needed could be very impactful in making sure that you're able to maintain employment as you transfer between duty stations. And we really feel like having the skill set within cybersecurity will afford you those opportunities.
Absolutely, could agree with you 150% whatsoever. Yes, this has been a really rewarding month for me, particularly as I research, but also learn a little bit more about opportunities that are available. And hopefully our members can take advantage of the multiple partnerships, but also multiple ways that they can land a career. I know that we have seen the benefit for a few members already who have joined your organization, have taken advantage of some of the scholarships that were offered earlier in the summer, and then are now walking towards really solid, great career opportunities. So thank you so much for all of the work. I do want to also ask you, for instance, with you specifically, Mary Jane, you mentioned you volunteer with women in cybersecurity. What was that experience like? And I know I didn't prep you on that, but I get excited when I see the pathway when someone volunteers and then
Uh-huh.
land pretty much a dream career or a great spot in the organization they have invested a little bit of time on.
So volunteering has actually been a good way into several of my careers. Before I before we moved from Florida to Italy when we were stationed in Sigonella, I had just completed my master's degree, and in Sigonella there aren't a ton of jobs, and so I volunteered for the Fleet and Family Support Center for a year before the Spouse Employment Assistance Program Manager position became open. And so I was fully trained in the position, worked for free. So when they had a position open, it was easy for me to get that position. And it was the same thing with women in cybersecurity. I love the organization. I got introduced to it through a faculty member and began volunteering at their annual conference. For those of you that don't know, WiCyS has an annual conference. It is the jewel in our crown. One of the best events of the year for both our staff and for all of our members because it's in person. We have about 2,200 folks there. We do everything from have a career fair where people get jobs on the site to have a career growth hub where you can get your LinkedIn picture taken and practice answering questions to various workshops and social gatherings. So it's a fabulous event. And for 5 years before I came on as a staff member, I volunteered at the career fair. So I would meet all the employers as they would set up their booths and kind of get them excited about interviewing our members and make sure that that those opportunities, were taken advantage of by the members that attended. So that's really where my love for the organization started. And then realizing that there was just this great need. You've got a half a million jobs, like I was saying earlier, in the US alone that are not filled. And it's such a lucrative career. So, moms, especially military moms that travel so much, having a skill set that is in great demand is really going to help you keep that career path level as you transfer in and out of duty stations. And as your spouse leaves the military, or you leave the military, it's a needed skill set. So seeing that there were people there that were trying to create a sense of community so that people felt a sense of belonging, because that's the number one reason that you stay in
Yeah.
any is that you have that love for the organization. That's where I developed it at the conference. And so later on, when I kind of run through like some upcoming events, I will talk about the conference. And I can't say enough. It's a life-changing experience to be in that space with other women that have the same future goals as you, lifting you up, supporting you, cheering you on. Like there's no way to adequately explain what the in-person experience is like.
Wonderful. Thank you. Definitely look forward to do that. And I'm so excited that to hear that you do your conferences and your networking events all in person, because I think it's great to do these live virtual. It's so convenient, but definitely get in there in person and meet your community, build your network, but also get to know other like-minded individuals is really empowering. So why don't you go ahead and let's go ahead and learn more about um, the organization in general, and tell us a little bit more about what we need to know and all the great initiatives that you're doing at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a primer, it is Women in Cybersecurity, but we go by WiCyS, as in We Sisters.
Assist.
Yeah, as in We Sisters. So we offer just a plethora of activities and ways to connect with one another. Everything from professional affiliate organizations. We have over 70 of those. We have 300 student chapters. We have 10 over 10,000 members in 93 different countries. So almost anywhere that you would PCS to, we have folks in those areas. So it's a great way to develop a sense of community, and feel connected, number one, to other folks that are like-minded like you, but also to your career so that you can continue to kind of grow within that your career path. We have the annual conference, and we have a lot of virtual events to kind of keep ourselves connected throughout the year. And those virtual events can be anything from like a leadership series to a book club to a certificate program that we have. And there's a couple that are coming up that I really want to make sure that you guys are aware of. We always like to make sure that we give a shout out to our strategic partners. They're the folks that make sure that we're able to provide year in and year out all the programs to our members and our tier one partners: Akamai, Amazon, Bloomberg, Carnegie Mellon, Cisco, Ford, Google, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, Optum, Sandia, and Sentinel One. We always like to make sure to say thank you loud and proud to those folks, because without their continued support, we wouldn't be able to do the programs that we do. So for WiCyS, the best way to know what it is that we're doing is to log on to our calendar of events, and it's here on your viewer right now. That lets you know what we're doing as WiCyS Global, and then also our affiliates and our student chapters. Now we do have our in-person events, but we have a lot of virtual events, and our chapters and our affiliates do the same. They have in-person and virtual, so it'll let you know where we're at and what we're doing, and how you can intersect with us as far as taking advantage of the opportunities that we have. And we also have a newsletter. So regardless of whether or not you're a member, you can always keep track of where we are and what it is that we're doing through the calendar events or through the newsletter. I would tell you definitely, if you have the opportunity, to join as a member. Once you're a member, you have access to all of the opportunities that we have. We don't charge additional fees to be a part of any program. It's all rolled into your membership. And we have a sliding scale for membership fees. As somebody that's in the military, the annual fee is only $20, or affiliated with the military, a spouse or dependent, because it's our way of saying thank you for the service that you give to our country. Um, the conference that I told you was the reason that I fell in love with WiCyS, that is annual, and it's going to be in April. And it's going to be the 2nd through the 5th in Dallas. And I'm in Dallas, so that's fabulous. I'm very excited that it's going to be in my backyard. But right now, the thing for you guys to realize is that there are opportunities for you to apply to get a scholarship to attend WiCyS. That opportunity is open until November 4th. So please check out our website, apply for a scholarship, or if you're interested in speaking at the conference, definitely apply to do that also, because you can get free registration if you're selected, and sometimes lodging, depending on the type of presentation that you get selected for. And I know a lot of times when I talk about presenting, people are like, "Oh, I don't know about that." There's all different opportunities. Last year, I did the really quick lightning talks, which are only 5 minutes. And I had a new staff member that I kind of led through her first presentation. So I would tell you this, there are all different levels of participation, everything from poster sessions to doing a full-on workshop. This is going to be one of the most supportive environments that you've ever been into, ever been involved in. So if this is something that you've not done before and you're like, I'm kind of interested, but I'm also a little bit overwhelmed, look at doing a lightning talk. It's only 5 minutes, and it's a great opportunity to kind of dip your toe into public speaking, but it's not too overwhelming. So definitely, please, if you have the opportunity to join us at the WiCyS conference in Dallas, please do so. Again, the call for participation and the scholarships, they close on November 4th. So please apply for that. The other thing that we were talking about before we went live that I really wanted to make sure that you guys knew about is we have an upcoming event with Amazon. We're going to be doing a Capture the Flag event, and this is going to be in person at 3 different locations in Arlington, New York, and then also Seattle, Washington. We're taking 150 people at each location. That's the maximum due to space restrictions and security issues. But they are going to be offering on site interviews, and they have positions open all over the world. So if you're not a member, become a member. It's the membership fee is worth it just to attend this event alone. I'll guarantee it's not guaranteed that everyone on site will get an opportunity to interview, but they're going to interview as many people as time allows, and it's a 2-day event. So again, Amazon Capture the Flag. If if that's something that you're interested in, is working for Amazon, an amazing organization. It's an amazing friend to WiCyS, has done, been a great partner to our organization. Please do apply, and we'll have in the link all the information so that you can get that. It's going to be in the chat. And if you want to connect with the organization, we're in all the spaces and all the places that social media exists. So follow us on X, make sure that you follow us on LinkedIn. That's our largest group, and that you just stay connected with us. We also have in the chat our website so that you can access all of that information. And thank you for letting me kind of go on a little bit more about this incredible organization. I've been a part of so many great conversations where folks have joined and then they've been a part of a scholarship that we've offered or a program that we've offered or come to a conference. And it's been life-changing for them, just pivotal in making them, number one, feel a sense of community and feel like, okay, I belong in this space. I deserve to be in this space. We help to educate you and feel strong in that space. And then we help to provide you with opportunities so that you can continue to be successful. And so I really can't say enough about this organization. We would love to have you either attend an event or be a member of the organization.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And it is a great opportunity. I may say it as well because of awareness of in practicing or prepping, better yet, for this month. I became a member myself, and I go and peek from time to time, and it's really exciting to see the different communities, the different opportunities as well, but also, just the different professionals from all over the globe, the different members that you can connect. This Capture the Flag, it sounds very exciting as well too for all of our community members out there in Puget Sound as well as Arlington, DC area. I mean, these are great opportunities for you to get out there and practice interviewing, be in the field in front
Yes.
of those professionals who do the decision making, but also could coach you and are there to make it to make things happen and to support our community, right?
Yes. And I would say, like, I can't talk about the conference enough. Like, I absolutely adore that opportunity, but so, it's such a great opportunity for you. If you need help with your resume, if you want, practice interviewing, if you haven't networked before, but you're trying to figure out how to do that. And then if you'd like to get in front of employers, like all those opportunities exist in that one space. Which is not something that you're going to, often come into, in a in-person event. But you can both educate yourself and then inform yourself and then become employed all in one space. And on
Absolutely.
top
And
of that,
that
we have social events. So, there's nothing better than that.
Oh, definitely. And right now that is key with how the workforce and the market is, and it's just so competitive. And you submit your applications, and then sometimes you hear about them. Sometimes you don't hear about it. So this is key. You're right there in front of those again, as I mentioned, decision makers, but also most importantly, you're in front of a community that is here to know exactly that they're looking for great talent like yours, and you have made the effort to make it there. So therefore, there's like no time sort of wasted in at all for anyone who is in attendance for these great opportunities. So thank you for sharing that, Mary Jane.
You're
Can
welcome.
you in most recent times, I know I can think of one great member. In fact, I think she earlier posted a comment. So, but can you think of any personal experiences that you've seen other members who have successfully thrived and went on to do some great career opportunities, secure a great organization, or just in general, just develop more career trajectory because of the result of any scholarships or any involvement with you guys, with WiCyS?
There's so many. And if you go onto our website at the bottom of a lot of our program pages, we have testimonials where people say like this made a difference in my life and it made a difference in this way. There's a couple that I can think of. Hannah Rapetti was a former military spouse. She was a librarian. And she came to us to be a part of a scholarship program. We have a scholarship program called the Security Training Scholarship, and it's a 10-month to a year-long experience that you go through. And after going through that and getting her certifications, she was able to get a job in the field and has now come back and serves as a mentor in the program. She's a fabulous success story because she's like, I have no cyber skills. I'm a librarian. This is not, but her husband said, you know what? I think you can do that. Just check it out. And she did. She took a chance on herself. She was able to get into the scholarship. She was able to be successful and stay on her path of education. And it worked out amazingly for her. She's already been promoted several times, and that's very common. We'll hear that quite often. What we're really looking for is, those folks that are the hidden spaces and places of talent that might not consider cybersecurity for themselves.
Yeah.
Because, the workforce shortage that I've mentioned several times, we have several programs where we really look at making sure to provide opportunities for skill set advancement or skill set development in a much shorter time than it would take if you were to get a 4-year degree. We need folks in those jobs now. So we're trying to provide opportunities so that they can get the skills, so they can get employed now versus waiting for 4 to 6 years after they've completed a degree.
Exactly. And sometimes, non degrees are wonderful. I'm a long time learner, and if I could go to school for free and get paid, that would be fantastic. But sometimes it takes a while for you to build that experience into certification. I mean, not certification, but the degree that you sort of that you earn through your long years of education. It takes a while because every industry is a little bit different. But I think in cybersecurity right now, it's just changing so fast that it's a little bit easier with your certification or with specific, very strategic, of course, that process. You can certify, train, and in less than a year, be in some of those great opportunities and enjoy the productivity, but also the success of this particular industry has to offer so many members in our community. I do want to ask you though, you being very involved in this field, why do you think is a little bit sort of a challenging, or we hesitate to push ourselves or put the foot, further a little bit harder in this industry a little bit for a lot of women?
So there's a lot of reasons that women don't typically go into technical fields, but probably the one that's most common is that women don't see themselves in the field because there haven't been a lot of women in the past in technical fields. It's hard to be what you cannot see. So if you don't grow up seeing women in these spaces, in these places, you don't think, oh, I can do that job. So that's a large part of it, is that people just don't even consider it because it hasn't been something that's been top of mind. Growing up,
Right.
there were only so many choices that, when I was in school, that women thought of for themselves. The doors are opening up wider. And so we need to make sure that women are aware of these opportunities. And that's a part of what WiCyS does too, is right now we're going into the high schools with our student chapters and say, did you even know that these careers existed? So base knowledge that they exist in the first place is, I think, a problem that we need to overcome and that we're working very diligently to do. And then the other part is once you get into these fields, it might not, there's often so few women that there's not a sense of belonging. And that is the difference between, I think, having a job that you kind of struggle through and having a career which you love, is feeling like you belong in that space. And that's also something that we're working on. We've done several studies, both with Alaria and N2K, looking at why women don't stay in the field or what we can do differently or better to educate women or the employers. And so there's a combination of factors, and some of it is not knowing, number one, that the career exists, or number two, getting into it and then not feeling like you belong there, and there being exclusionary behavior in the workforce. And so WiCyS is very multidimensional in that we're looking at having conversations in all those places so that we can make sure that there's a space and a place for a woman in cyber if she wants to be there.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, in your experience, I do have here one question through our community that was, what are some of those very entry level roles that in your experience you have seen other members have gathered or have been able to secure? That, you know, when you are entering this particular sort of a strange field or field that you
Mhm.
feel like maybe you don't belong, that you can feel successful once you secure some of those jobs that you have
I
seen
would
on
say
your end.
a good place to get that information. There is an organization called NICE, and they look at the framework for careers within cyber. And they developed an outline for careers that you should look at based on skill sets. So I would go to the
Wonderful.
NICE website because that'll give you a good idea. What they've done for any of you that are familiar with knowledge, skills, and abilities that you've tried to apply for federal jobs,
Yeah.
the NICE framework looks at cybersecurity jobs and created a lexicon and a taxonomy that everyone could use, so that when someone says, I want to be a SOC analyst, they're all on the same page of what a SOC analyst is. Or I want to do pen testing. Well, that's actually, this is what the skill set is that you need in order to be in that career. All of that information is available on the NICE framework. We also have that resource on our website too.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, because that's one of the things sometimes members, when they go through any certification, they're always come back and they're like, but I cannot find, you know, I'm having a hard time securing a job because I look at all these job applications and everything either is asking 4 months, 6 months, a year, or X amount of years of experience. And it's just hard sometimes. It can be disheartening sometimes to think once you have invested time. So we're trying to make sure that we partner up and we rely all the great resources to anyone who's looking to really invest or make that investment in their career growth, to search first career opportunities and where they're assess better what are some of those options. So thank you very much. We'll have that information. And if you don't mind, real quick, I'm going to share real quick with our members to let them know, if out of everything they don't remember anything at all after today, or they're joining us right now, to please remember that you can join our Blue Star Careers neighborhood community. I'm going to share with you guys what that looks like, so you guys can see. If you're not a member yet, you will then request to join, or if you have already joined, you can then log in. If you have not recently activated your email, just activate your email, your password, or you can do a reset. When you are in the community, this is where you will find all of the great resources that we have available for all of our members, but also we have created our careers group. So you will go to our program. Oh, give me 1 second. It might not share. Yes, there we are. We're here. So you will go to the programs, and under programs, you will find there your community, like-minded members. So you're going to go to the group, and in the group, this is where we'll have all the resources. You'll find events, members, news. The media center is where we have all of our training partners and all of our training opportunities. But also we do all of these different spotlights and things that you need in order for you to advance your career. The event is also where we can take your intake and shared a specific either more direction, how to join, how to collect your information and job opportunities, but most importantly, partners that will make sure that will make it easier for you so that you land where you need to go. So no worries about you trying to figure it out, write down right now any of the notes, or if you forgot about the webinar, you forgot about the link, all the links, everything Mary Jane has shared here with us will be listed in the neighborhood. So thank you, everyone. I do have like to be able to send out right now shout outs and be mindful of Mary Jane's time. So, but Tosha, thank you so much for Tasha, thank you so much for sharing. Here's a comment: great information support on the neighborhood. Thank you. And we did share all of the also comments as well, and the links are all in the comments as well. Brittany had also shared, this is who I was talking about earlier today. Brittany, thank you so much for joining and supporting as well. And if you have any more questions, please be sure that you post them. We'll come back and respond to those as well, or log into the neighborhood as well and send us a message. Let me also take a moment to send a shout out to some of our members who are on LinkedIn. To Grace, thank you, Grace. To Dara, to Johnny, to Mr. Craig, thank you so much. Jack, Jennifer, and then there's a couple of other members from other groups who are also joining and supporting. Thank you, everyone, for supporting and watching your comments. But also, as I always like to always mention to all community members, don't keep this to yourself. If you know out there, you're scrolling through LinkedIn, you're scrolling to Facebook, you are in a specific private groups, and you see a spouse trying to figure out what to do next with their career, please share this webinar, share our resources, share the link to WiCyS, share our neighborhood, or just make that introduction, and we'll take care of them. I promise you, we'll take care of them to make sure that they land where they need to go and get a better outlook of what an amazing career could look like to complement their military lifestyle. So no matter where they go, they have a great career trajectory to go. So Mary Jane, getting ready to close up and wrap up. I've been doing a lot of last minute talking, but I'd like to be able to put you on the spot now and ask you something we asked to all of our members who are guests, special guests who come here to enlighten us with their resources. What is one thing you're working on? What's your specific project or anything personal? How can we all support you as a community and connect with you as well?
So we were talking right before
Yep.
the webcast began, and my youngest just got into Savannah College of Art and Design. It's a private art school, and so thank you. If anybody has any winning lotto ticket numbers or any scholarships that you might be aware of, feel free to send them my way. MaryJane@WiCyS.org.
There you go. Absolutely. I think I joke with you and mentioned it, and everyone who is on our team and Blues Families will know that I keep talking about Cabo, right? So, but yeah, definitely send a lot of tickets to Mary Jane. There is her email address right there, posted in the link, as well as you can also connect with her on LinkedIn, right in below. Connect with her on LinkedIn, and then continue to follow up. Also, our community in the neighborhood will be posting regularly updates about what's going on with the community, as well as continue to send members to join and support with their membership. Want also, before we go, what's your call to action, Mary Jane? What would you like to share with our members? Anything in particular that we can close up?
Sure. My call to action is, if sounds like something that you're interested in, please join. If you have any questions, reach out to me on LinkedIn or email me, maryjane@wecys.org. If you have the opportunity to apply for the scholarship to go to the conference or you'd like to present, please do so. It is life-changing. If you're interested in getting interviewed by AWS, then join and show up and apply to attend the Capture the Flag. So a couple of really great opportunities that are time sensitive, and I'd love to see you guys there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And all of these details will be listed in the neighborhood so that you make sure that you capture your flag in any of those locations, make it happen. And yeah, let's all move forward together towards a great career opportunity. So thank you so much, Mary Jane, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us and for supporting and most importantly, wrapping up our month of awareness